Hello Internet, so nice to see you. I got a great question and I want to answer it.
Your discussion of pop songs reminds you the first thing you're often taught to do in woodshop courses to make a box, and people often learn how complex simplicity can be.
That's a great comment and it contains, if you want, the secret of songwriting. And indeed probably the secret to music. And I know it sounds like clickbait right now, but I really believe it. Because the idea is this, it's whenever you learn something, no matter how simple, you should play it, okay? And that's when people stop and like, no, it's too complex to play. No, you have to find the simplest way of playing it. So, for instance, let's say that somebody teaches you about the C major scale, okay? C major scale are, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. And you want to play it, okay? So, let's say you know how to find the notes on the fretboard. Great. If you don't, I have a video for that, okay? But the first thing you want to do is don't worry about patterns, systems, anything. Just find those notes on the fretboard. What could go wrong? You play the notes in the wrong order and you open a rift in the space-time continuum? No, you're just going to play the scale. So, and you're going to discover really soon, just by trying to do that, the simplest way, that there is more than one way to play the C major scale. Of course, the simplest application is if you play it in order. So you can play them this way, or you can play them this way, or you can play them this way, or in any other way. There are so many ways to play the C major scale. Some of them are stretches, some of them are more compact, okay? But the first thing is realize that there's more than one way to play the C major scale on a guitar. Different than in the piano. On the piano, it's always the same thing. Maybe you can change the octave. But here, I didn't change the octave. I play the same notes in the same octave. And there are different ways, fingering if you want. Then we can start talking about which one is best, which one is worst, which one works best for specific things, and so on and so forth. Okay? But is that everything you can think about when you learn the C major scale? Because notice, I just played the C major scale going up. So the next simplest thing is, let's play the scale coming down. Now, half of you are watching this video and thinking, he's just saying obvious thing. Am I? When somebody told you about the C major scale, is this what you did? If not, maybe consider that I'm saying something that can apply to what you are learning right now. Okay? So what is the next simplest thing? You play the scale coming down, and again, there's more than one way of doing it. Okay? Depending on how you want to put those fingers. There's many possible ways of playing this scale coming around. And again, I'm also trying to stay in position because nobody told me to stay in position. Nobody told you to stay in position. Maybe I can play the C major scale this way. Okay? Makes sense? So, how many ways? That's the question. How many ways can you find right now with your guitar to play the C major scale? How many? Just think about it for a moment. Even if you're an advanced player, can you find a way to play the C major scale that you haven't played? I could sit down here all day and find new ways to play the scale using slides or other things, so maybe I can bend. Okay? And it's still the C major scale. You see what I mean? Whenever you learn something, you want to apply it immediately and look for the musical possibilities. Elementary, basic, does not mean simple. And even simple does not mean easy. The C major scale is the simplest thing ever. But like more than one musician said, there is a lot of good music yet to be written in C major. And there are a lot of modern composers who wrote music in pure, unadulterated C major just to show that there is more space even in the simplest scale ever. Okay? So no matter how advanced you are, grab your guitar and try to play the C major scale in a different way. And notice right now, I was talking about only playing the scale going up and playing the scale going down, but we all know that you can change the order of those notes. Okay, you can play those notes in any order. Okay, you can play sequences or other things, patterns, so you can just go up and down randomly. How many things can you do with that? How many melodies can you write with that? You see how we started from something really small, which is the C major scale, and this exploded. And you can start writing melodies over melodies and different things using only those few notes. Everything that you know, you should play. And everything that you know already, everything you are thinking, I know this already, all of these can become new music if you give it 2 minutes and you sit down and try to play it, okay? You may know your C major chord, okay? Related with the C major scale, okay? But how many ways you know playing the C major chord? I mean, you can play it here, here, you can play it here, you can play just these, you can play these, you can play these, you can play these, you can play these. There's so many possibilities. You can play these. You can just spread the voices out or spread them even more. Okay? But even if I stay only in this position, maybe I can strum it. I can arpeggiate it. Okay? I can slap it. Okay, there are more ways to play the C major chord regardless, okay, on how simple it looks at first, okay? The name of the game is not just knowledge, the name of the game is implementation, meaning how many ways you know to apply that concept. Like the commenter was saying at the beginning of this video, when you learn woodworking, you start by building a box. The box seems the simplest thing ever, but when you actually build it, when you're not sitting down in your armchair and thinking about it, but you are actually building it, you realize that a lot of things go into this. Now, I know very little about woodworking, okay, so I don't know exactly specific, but I guess, okay, that there's gonna be a lot about precision of the joints and cutting those pieces perfectly right, otherwise the box is skewed and all this kind of thing. So you build something simple at first. This is key because a lot of people want to build something complex at first. Many people are attracted to complex music, which is great, I love it, but you cannot start by writing complex music because you don't have the chops, you don't have the skills yet. You need to start writing something simple, and something simple would be something like it. And maybe explore what those 3 chords, which are C, F, and G, can do for you. And then you can make it more and more gradually more complex. But you have to start from the simple stuff. And the simple stuff is going to teach you a lot. All those musicians out there that you see play great and complex music started with the simple music. They didn't stay there, but they started there, okay? So if you want to become like those musicians, you have to follow a similar path. Don't be afraid of playing or writing simple music, but play it well and write it well, or at least as well as you can right now, and you're gonna learn a lot. And the next time you do it, it's gonna be better. And the next time you do it, it's gonna be even better until you are able to do the complex stuff and do them well. Okay? And if you need any help, you can just enlist my help, but by taking my courses, and I have a course about chords called Complete Chord Mastery. It teaches you all the chords and harmony on guitar directly on the fretboard. And yes, in this course, I also show you the implementation. I'm showing you different ways of playing those chords so that you can make them sound in different ways, metal or jazz or funky or acoustic and wide or interesting and strange. And it's always the same chord, it's just different ways of playing them. So in this course, we see both the theory, but directly on the fretboard, and the different ways to apply these in real life so that you can write parts that sound guitaristic and not as if they're copied from piano players, okay? Stuff that make your guitar sound like a guitar, your parts sound like a guitar, and they make them sound good. If you like this video, smash on that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. So click on subscribe and then click on notification so that YouTube will tell you when I put up a new video. And if you have any comments on everything I said today, or you have any question you want answered, just write them down in the comments. I love reading from you guys. This is Tommaso Zillio of musictheoryforguitar.com, and until next time, enjoy.